It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar, joined with Lupagus.
Hello.
Very happy Lupagus. Today we're gonna take a peek at this draft class and see how they've been faring in training camp. See if they've been living up to expectations or they're breaking our purple hearts.
Yeah, we're going to kind of evaluate on three things. Have they met expectations, exceeded expectations, or are they fallen way below expectations? So I don't think there's any better way than just hop right in and get this thing started.
Boing, 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 boing. Well, let's start off with our first pick, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, what do you got?
Yeah, so far great news, about him in camp. Everything seems to be on point, but I'm going to say he's meeting expectations. I don't think he's exceeded them by any means. He's still got to fend off BC Johnson for that number 2 spot. So I'm going to say he's given us what we expected so far.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. It sounds like he is the real deal, which you would expect from a wide receiver pick that high. So it's great news. He wasn't handed that spot. He's battling for it still, and BC Johnson's holding him off. So, yes, I think you're right. He's meeting expectations. Well done, JJ.
Hell yeah. All right, number 2, Jeff Gladney. What do you think?
Jeff Gladney, I'm not going to say he's below. I mean, he's out there with the second team. He's been out there with the first team. I'm going to say he's meeting expectations. They're taking him easy. He's coming off that injury. They're not going to force him out there. So I think that's a big reason why he's not out there with the first team. So I'm going to say he's meeting expectations for sure.
I agree with you 100%. Definitely not below expectations, but I do not think he's exceeded them either. He's right about where we thought he'd be, making some nice plays, playing a lot of nickel. So, yeah, I mean, encouraging to hear what we've heard so far about him.
Yes, for our 2 first-round picks, I think they are right on track, right where they should be, at least everything we're hearing. So that is very good news. Now let's go to our second-round pick, offensive lineman, Mr. Ezra Cleveland.
Yeah, he's going to be the first one on this list that I'm going to have below expectations. I didn't really expect a whole lot out of him, but when I heard they're going to move him to guard, I would have hoped he'd at least been running with the 2s. He's down with the 3s. He's working on his overall technique with coaches on the sidelines and stuff. So I think Mr. Cleveland has a long way to go. So I'm going to say he's below expectations.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's fair and not fair, but I say below expectations as well. Nobody really anticipated him coming in and battling Riley Reef for the starting left tackle spot. But even if you could hear some rumblings that he's out there with the 2s looking good, but you're really not even hearing that. They're kind of mind effing him a little bit by throwing him at guard though, so you got to play a little ball there.
Well, I hope they're wearing protection when they mind F him.
Oh, always wear protection.
All right, coming from somebody who never has. All right, Cameron Dantzler. I think we're both gonna have the same opinion on this one, but I'll let you start.
Man, get Hall of Fame, make his Hall of Fame jacket now. Get his number up in the Ring of Honor. Wow. This guy is exceeding expectations. Absolutely, this guy's a playmaker. Round 3 guy, love it. The only thing is we have to realize, all we're doing, nobody can see this. We're just hearing all the good stuff. So when he actually gets tossed out there week 1 and he gets burnt, I mean, we gotta expect that. But as of now, he's exceeding expectations.
Yeah, he's blowing the expectations out of the water to where he is. From what we thought that we were getting, a slow corner who maybe was going to get worked in slowly throughout the year, but he may not start, but he's going to be in there right away. We're going to see him a lot week 1. I think he's going to be one of our biggest impact rookies this entire season.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. Round 4, defensive end, DJ Wanham. What do you got?
Yeah, I think he's meeting expectations. You hear about him playing with the 2s, getting some pressures. I definitely want to say he's below. He's kind of got the role everybody figured he would as, one of the backups, and he's going to make the team. And, I think he will be a situational pass rusher this year. But, yeah, I think he's right about where you'd expect him to be at this point.
Below expectations. You got Stacey Keeley, you got Eddie Yarbrough, and even Anthony Zettel playing ahead of you. You are not exceeding – you are not meeting expectations.
Stacey Keeley, I thought he was on the team 3 years ago.
Yeah. Wanham is I don't know. I mean, he is a little bit of a project, which we know, but geez, man, get out there with the 2s at least consistently. He's out there with the 3s and 4s.
I've heard him out there a lot with the 2s, so I don't know what you've been reading. Sounds like it's a bunch of crap. Fake news.
We'll see.
All right. James Lynch.
James Lynch, below expectations again, back to back. I mean, maybe it's because I got such high hopes for James Lynch, but he's buried on that defensive tackle depth chart, and I keep going to this, but defensive tackle is not great for the Vikings right now. And if you're buried on that and you're brought in round 4, I expect him to be out there again consistently with the 2s and 3s. He's out there with the 4s.
I haven't even heard anything about him. I don't know if he even is in camp. There's been not even a sniff, not even a whisper about this guy. So at this point, I don't even know if he's even going to make the team. Just because he's a 4th-round pick, I think he might be the defensive version of Willie Beavers.
Oh, that's not polite. You owe James Lynch and his family an apology.
I don't know him shit.
Okay, another 4th-round pick that everybody's excited about, Troy Dye, linebacker.
I guess I'm just going to say below because I haven't heard him, making any big plays or anything, even with the 2s or 3s. He's going to be a special teamer this year. Not that I was expecting him to push anybody to get a starting spot, but I don't know. I would like to hear a little bit more about this guy than what I have so far.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's just meeting expectations. He's going to my expectations for him, he's going to be a special teams beast, and I think he's going to be that. I think he's going to add some decent depth. It was good to see that he was out there with the ones when they were playing nickel, so that was good to see. So, yeah, you haven't heard anything great about him, but we haven't heard anything bad about him.
Yeah. All right. Cornerback Harrison Hand.
Harrison Hand. I don't know. This is where it gets tough because expectations now from round 5 to 7. I mean, we got to be realistic about it. But, again, this is another guy we really have heard very little about. We haven't even heard that the big thing is when we picked him is maybe we move him to safety. Haven't heard anything about that. We're hearing a lot about the other corners, but Harrison Hand is very, very quiet. So I'm going below expectations.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's below. The fact that we're hearing about Neville Clark and not anything about Harrison Hand. As far as safeties go, we're hearing something about Miles Dorn. I don't even know if they tried Harrison Hand at safety at this point. There's just been nothing about this guy. So, again, another guy who I think we both thought was going to make the team. I'm not so sure anymore.
All right. Well, what about this? KJ Osborne, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say he's exceeded expectations. He's made some plays as a wide receiver. He's ran some good routes. I can't remember who it was against. Was it Harris? Where he kind of faked him out big time there. And I think he's really impressed more than people thought as a receiver. So far he's getting plenty of reps at both return spots. So I think KJ Osborne might be a pleasant surprise this year.
Yeah, the fact that he's even holding down the kick and punt returner, I think, is very good for a 5th-round pick. And yeah, you're right. As far as receiver, it sounds like people are very surprised about him. So yeah, absolutely exceeding expectations.
All right, Blake Brandel from Oregon State.
Blake Brandel. I'm going to be honest. When we drafted this guy, my parts just broke and shattered because I didn't know who the hell he was, and I wasn't excited about it. But he's holding down that right tackle for the 2s. He's been out there with the 2s. So I consider that a pretty damn good win for a round 6 guy. So I'm going to say exceeding expectations.
I am having meeting because I have very low expectations for him, and I don't think he's going to make this team. So that's about what I expected.
All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Josh Metellus, safety from Michigan, round 6.
Yeah, he's met expectations for me. He's going to be the 3rd or 4th safety, and I think he's going to be a special teams beast, and that's what he's been doing so far in camp. So he's right where I thought he'd be. Nothing more, nothing less.
Is that a song?
I think it's by Slayer.
God, sounds like it's awesome. Yeah, there's nothing more to add. He's meeting expectations. He's probably going to be our 4th safety. But by no means should he feel safe on making this team right now.
No. All right, the guy everybody loves, we both love, Kenny Willekes.
Kenneth, he went off on crutches yesterday. Round 7 guy, but I don't think he was meeting expectations for me. I wanted to hear about how he's a monster out there and how when he's looking at Michigan State, he just didn't seem very nice. But again, he's a guy I just haven't heard anything about and just completely buried. So didn't meet my expectations yet.
Yeah, I thought we would have heard a little bit more out of him, so I'm gonna agree with you, a little bit below expectations. Now that he's hurt, we haven't heard the extent of what's going on or how bad it is, but it could be a blessing in disguise for Willekes and the Vikings. Because I don't know if he was making this team the way it was going.
Oh, when you got Eddie Yarbrough in front of you, it's pretty tough.
Hey, don't knock Eddie Yarbrough. He's ripping shit up.
All right. Well, can I knock Nate Stanley, our round 7 quarterback?
Yes. I mean, I'm going to say I guess he's met expectations. I didn't think he was going to do anything other than end up on the practice squad, which I think he's on course for that. I don't know really who's ahead, him or Jake Browning, if they just end up keeping them both. I didn't have a whole high expectations for a round 7 quarterback who's big but slow with a rocket arm. So I'm going to say he's where I thought he'd be.
Yeah, he's right where we thought he'd be. It sounds like he's being Nate Stanley, just being inconsistent, makes a great play, makes a bad play. Practice squad's written all over this guy, and I think that's fair. So, yeah, he's meeting expectations. One guy that didn't meet expectations is round 7 safety Brian Cole.
Yeah, my expectations for this guy was going to end up on the practice squad. He's already been cut, which just tells you how far off he was, and why we used a draft pick on this guy is completely mind-boggling at this point. Didn't pan out. So Brian Cole is already gone. Doesn't happen often, but we will remember this forever because Brian Cole didn't even make it to final cut day.
Well, he actually met my expectations because I figured he was going to get cut. So I can't rip on him.
Like 3 weeks before cut day?
Did exactly what I figured he would do.
Wow.
All right, last guy, Kyle Hinton. Kyle Hinton, I love this guy.
I love him too, but I haven't heard anything about him. So to me, he's below expectations. I thought you'd have heard a little sniff. I thought he'd be in the mix a little bit. I haven't heard much about him at all. I was hoping he'd make more of an impact than he has so far.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard much from him, but I still think he's got a sneaky path to make this team. They've been bouncing around all over the place on the line, so I'm just going to say he's met expectations. He's raw. He's a big dude. They're playing with him, and I think he might still make this team.
We'll see. I love it, but I don't know. Man.
All right, that's our draft class. I think they're doing overall. I think they're doing pretty damn good, especially in the top half.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of key contributors from this class and even some depth guys who I think are going to make an impact. So 15 picks, if you get even half of those guys contributing, it's a pretty damn good class in year 1.
Yes.
You probably would have figured that out, but this is something you may not have known. There are more Subway restaurants in the world than McDonald's.